Who is the most important Jets acquisition this offseason in free agency? This is Jeremy. Chaos with Jeremy. And I bring the chaos. But really, a lot of people will argue Reed because they needed another cornerback. Whitehead. I'm not talking about draft. I'm talking about free agency, by the way. So if you're yelling out Sauce Gardner, doesn't count. But who is the biggest impactful signing of the offseason? Who created a situation where we didn't have to use a draft pick to fill the need, to fill the void? Who saved us that worry? Who solidified their room to make us super, super dangerous to other teams? Who is that key player that we picked up in the offseason? Now, if you disagree with this, put it in the comments section. Who's your favorite acquisition? Who do you think is going to make the biggest impact on the team? Personally, I say Lincoln Tomlinson. This was the big pickup for the New York Jets in 2022 in the free agency period. And here's why. Without Lincoln Tomlinson, I mean, whether it's GVR or Herbig, whoever it is, it's not the same because it impacts McGovern, the player next to McGovern, and like it's proven he plays better with better players next to him. This solidifies the offensive line. This helps McGovern at center. He gives us a pro bowler. We're not just talking about, oh, now we have somebody, functional or better at right guard or left guard, because I think he's to play left guard. But now, so really on the right side, we get AVT. So now you have this improving, growing stud. And at left guard, you have Pro Bowl type guard. So no matter how you cut it, no matter how you however you play these guys, we now have two very, very solid players in the guard positions, left guard and right guard. And then with Becton coming back, which we knew he was, playing opposite Fant, who had the season of his life last year and played incredible, you have four guys. You have both right and left tackle taken care of. You have both right and left guard taken care of. You have a center that definitely is better than average. I know there are people who don't like him because we want every position to be a strength and better than average. You want stars, but if you look at other teams, they would love to have McGovern as their center. And McGovern plays better with better players around him. He also plays better if he knows the system and is more accustomed to the system. Remember the last 2 years that he's played, he came in, was learning a new system, playing with a new team in 2020. Got off to a slow start and then played much better when he got adjusted and started to have that chemistry. Then we get a new offensive coordinator, Mike LaFleur, and a new system. And in the beginning, he struggles like everyone on our offensive line. Didn't know where to be, who to block, standing around, right? As he got used to the system, and when we took Van Rotten out of the equation and put in LVT, or LDT, sorry, Dr. French, we saw McGovern play at a much higher level. So when you consider that, this is where this completely changes the narrative of the team, because this is an area that goes from first 5 games of the year, disaster, rookie quarterback running for his life, 1.7 second average before he was under pressure, the worst in the NFL. And now you flip the script. Now they're not just average where they're going to give him decent protection. They're going to give him great protection. And because we now will establish a running game because of this offensive line and the talent we have behind them in Breece Hall and Michael Carter and Coleman, the veteran. It takes even more pressure off Zach Wilson because now we have weapons that aren't necessarily coming from the passing attack. Suddenly we have an explosive home run hitter at running back who becomes more effective because of the addition of Lincoln Tomlinson. Then, just to help Zach out, when he does have to pass, because we've established this running game, because we forced them to put more defenders in the box, how are you going to stop Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore, Corey Davis, Michael Carter, or Breece Hall out of the backfield, or finally respectable tight ends in CJ and in Conklin, respectable tight ends who can hurt you in the passing game, who can go on and beat a linebacker in coverage or beat a safety in coverage. The importance of adding Laken Tomlinson is exponential. It's like a multiplier effect. It affects so many things. It makes the center next to him better. He comes in knowing the system. So day one, our center, McGovern, finally comes in with the same system he had played the year before, the same coaching staff. And he's surrounded by studs. And this zone system works better that way. When the quality around you, the quality builds quality. It's not steel sharpens steel in this case. It's quality builds quality. When you're in an offensive system like this, when your offensive line has to switch guys, flip around, move around, use mobility, like if one person's out of place, it impacts everybody. Having a guy that knows the system and has done it at a Pro Bowl level is going to make all the difference in the world for us. And that's why this is a different year, because we've addressed everything. We've addressed the offensive line to help the running game, to help the passing game. And now is when Zach Wilson is truly lifted. Now you're ready to see Elijah Moore explode and Garrett Wilson come into a good situation. Because Elijah Moore didn't come into a good situation. Statistics show his first 5 games, he was open. He was creating space between him and the wide receivers. People think it took time for him to develop. No, it didn't. He was running the routes. He was open. But we weren't giving Zach enough time to stay in the pocket and run through the progressions. That's why we saw Corey Davis getting all the, getting those first throws, because he didn't have time to get through the progression. So he was forcing the ball to Corey, and he was throwing interceptions because of it. Now he's going to be able to go through the progressions. If you're well covered, I look here, I look here, I look here. It's like his eye is scanning the field, and he has time to do it. And he has time to find the guy that's open. Can you imagine when we play the 11, we have Breece Hall or Michael Carter in the backfield. We have CJ or Conklin or even Jeremy Ruckert like lined up at tight end. And then we have Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore, and Corey Davis. Can you imagine the 4 set when we go 4 wide receivers on a 3rd down and long, or a 3rd and 10, a 3rd and 11, and they bring in Berrios and he's somewhere in there and the defense got to think about him. And you have Elijah and Garrett Wilson, 2 super fast guys. And then you have your big body, your big guy, who's, by the way, borderline WR2, WR1. Maybe he's not the best WR1 in the league, but don't underestimate Corey Davis. He's still a very solid receiver, and he's a big target that can hurt and beat the defense. Problem is for the defenses that play us, if we hit on these guys and we're running like a nice smooth engine, how do you stop this offense with this amount of talent on it? We're going to be dangerous. We're going to be, I don't know, it depends on Zach Wilson, but potentially Kansas City Chiefs offense dangerous. Maybe not next year, maybe the year after that, but maybe we start to show signs. This is going to be the first time in a long time that the Jets have a great offense, and it might be the best offense we have to ever take the field when it's all said and done. Anyway, what do you think? Who is our most important acquisition? Do you think our offense is going to be one of the best in our history, if not this year, next year? How long do you think they need? Leave it in the comment section. Don't forget, if you enjoy the content, please subscribe. Hit that little subscribe button. It really helps me out. And definitely, if you like the video, hit the little like button. Take care and have a great weekend.